Hello and welcome everyone today to this ABET Instructor training workshop. The purpose of this workshop is to give all of you a quick overview of the ABET Management Platform and how you can use it to more quickly submit and fulfill your ABET requirements. So this platform is now available for all ABET accredited engineering departments at the University of Delaware. And if your department's administrator has added you as an ABET instructor, then you'll be able to access this platform using your UDEL EDU credentials. To do that, you'll simply go to SolveABET.com and click on the login button, and then select your department, and then sign in with Google OAuth. This will ask you for your UDEL email, just like if you were to log in to Canvas, Gmail, or any other UDEL provided site. Now, for this video, we're actually going to be using the demo site, which is running the same software as the official platform, simply with demo data. So, logging into a demo department, the platform will redirect us through the Google OAuth system that the University of Delaware uses as the central authentication service, and that will prompt us for our UDEL email address. Then back on the login page, it's simply going to check the credentials that we just got from the Google OAuth system, and if they're valid, it will redirect us to the welcome page. The welcome page is going to simply give you a quick overview of what the platform is all about. So, the portal is designed to help you complete all your required ABET reports more effectively and quickly. There are guides here, both in PDF and some in video form, for helping you better navigate the platform, understand what is available to you, and how to best utilize the tools for speeding up your reporting. The first place you'll want to go to is the Reports Overview page. Over here, you'll be able to view, broken up by semester, any forms that have been assigned to you. So, if we want to go to this current semester, we can see a quick list of all the forms. Right now I'm logged into myself. I see for for fall of 2019, in all the for the courses I've just assigned, which major they are. If your department covers multiple majors, that will be distinguished here. And I can sort this table by any of these headers up here. So I can sort by form type, by due date, by status. I can download forms that I've already submitted or re-upload them to replace what's already been entered. I can also search for specific forms, and this little description up at the top is going to give a quick overview of some of the types of forms required this semester. So, for example, I won't find a CV this semester, none is required. Typically, your department will only require you to submit one CV per ABET cycle every 6 years. So this usually will require no CV. This also says that it requires all examples of relevant student work. So this is going to show a type of form such as here, student work for outcome 1, all. here again, student work for type outcome 1, all. If I submit an outcome, if I submit an example of student work to the all tag, that's going to create a new form such as this that has this unique ID. So if I submit another form, it's going to have a second different ID, and so on. So I can submit arbitrary number of forms to this student work 1, all of which will be tagged under student work 1. Each time I submit something to student work 1 all, it'll create a new form, and I can upload to any of those given forms to replace that form and update it to a new version. This way you can submit as many forms as you believe are necessary as an instructor to completely cover the outcome and give representative student work that demonstrates how the students performed in your course. Sometimes you'll be required to, sometimes you'll be asked to submit all the student work just so that your department has it. Other times you'll be asked to submit just examples of high, medium, and low student work. Another distinguishment is sometimes your department will ask you to also submit coursework. The difference between student work and coursework is how they're mapped. Notice coursework isn't mapped to a major, whereas student work is. The difference is because student work is what's used by the ABET evaluators when they come in to assess the programs, whereas coursework is something that's going to be used by your department internally to assess the courses. So the purpose of those two things are different, but both of them are examples of work that your students have done. All the other forms are also going to be required, such as outcome reports, rubrics of how you assess students and the outcome data, the actual raw scores that you gave students, self-evaluation at the end of the semester, and so forth. Many of these will also be provided as templates available down here for you to download, and your administrators may have uploaded more than just what's provided by default by the templates. If you have any questions on how to use this page, the two fastest ways to get answers are either the quick guide, which will give you a step-by-step tutorial of what some of the headers are, the types of forms, and how to navigate the site. There's also this questions bar, which is the same as the help page. The help page gives you a general overview of the entire platform, what tools are available to you, and some useful examples and templates. Here again are the templates that you're able to access, and these will include whatever your administrator has set for your department. There's also going to be a step-by-step of how to submit outcome data. There are multiple ways to submit outcome data, either directly as a your own custom form, or uploading either directly as a CSV following a template that's provided, or using the custom web form that allows you to directly input the scores, or using the Canvas integration plugin as a third option. We'll go over all of those in a moment. Also, if you have any questions on what exactly the outcomes are, there's a useful list right here. So outcomes 1 through 7 are being tracked by this demo department. Here are descriptions provided by your administrators of what those outcomes are. If you ever get lost on the page, there's an extensive sitemap showing you generally what pages are available and what they do, as well as, again, all the guides and walkthroughs provided down here. This video and many others are provided below. If you have any questions or bugs to report, features to request, or feedback, you can always reach us at solveabet@gmail.com. Now, if you would like to employ your TAs to help you with uploading all this data, you can do that on the Manage Users page. Here, you'll be able to see any TAs that you've granted access. So here we have 2 TAs that I've added. They will have access to all of the forms in all of the classes that I have assigned reports to myself, and so they will be able to submit those forms on my behalf. I can also revoke their access quite easily. These TAs, when they log in, will be able to access the reports overview page just like us as instructors. Back on this reports overview page, besides uploading a form directly if we have outcome data, we can also use this outcome web form. This will submit the outcome report, the outcome data, and the outcome rubric for outcome 3 as the outcome that we selected for this course and semester. So we can simply use some arrow keys or type in the distribution of ABET scores, with 3 and above being satisfactory, that students who scored a 3 or above met the outcome standards, 2 and below did not meet standards. And then a description of what method you use to assign these scores and this distribution to students. You can either write out a description here, or after doing this you can select outcome rubric and upload your own custom rubric or assessment directly. Either way, you'll also be asked what changes you would make to the course, and summarizing the results for the demo students, so giving your general assessment. This, alternatively, can be submitted separately as an outcome report. But by submitting these all as one, we will now get here outcome 3. Oops. Here, outcome 3 has been submitted, and we can download that as well as the outcome data for outcome 3 and the outcome rubric for outcome 3. If we've submitted actual forms, those will be available. Those forms will be available to download as files. If we have either used the Canvas integration plugin or this upload form, these will be submitted as raw data into the integers, numbers, and text into the database, and so we'll be able to come and see this web-based viewer with a useful distribution for the number of students in each ABET score, bar, box, and whisker plot, a board of showing the number of students, mean, standard deviation, and the percent that reached a 3 or above, so we're satisfactory, and then the descriptions that we filled in, hopefully more extensively than I have here. And this was, of course, for the outcome 3 of in the major demo, in the course demo 210 that we selected. So, with that, if you don't want to use that viewer or have submitted your outcome data as a CSV, you can also view all of that, as well as more aggregate statistics on the outcomes data page. So this will show a view similar to what we were just looking at. So this page will show the distribution of the students again, just like before, but will also allow us to drill down by course and by semester. So for now, we may only have one course in one semester, but if there are multiple, it would allow you to drill down as granular as you want, or show the aggregate. So across all semesters in this particular course, what are the outcome 2 results? Or across all courses of all semesters, what are the outcome 2 results? So that's to give you more of an idea of how your course progresses over time, what were the results, not just in one semester, but across the entire ABET cycle. All this is to give you more insights into how to assess your courses and how to demonstrate the fulfillment of your requirements to ABET evaluators. Now, the last last thing we're going to go over in this instructor workshop is using the Canvas integration tool. Now there's actually already a tutorial video dedicated entirely to this tool that goes over how to install using TamperMonkey, the plugin for using the Canvas integration tool, and the step-by-step for how to use and submit the data. So once you use TamperMonkey to install the plugin and you visit a Canvas gradebook, you'll have these buttons pop up, and by clicking the ABET tool, you'll be asked again to authenticate with the Google OAuth Central Authentication System. If ever you need to reset it, the Exit ABET tool is a useful way to essentially log out of that, of what we're doing just now, and then you click on ABET tool again to reconnect. That's just as a quick troubleshooting. Once you are able, though, to authenticate with your UDEL email, this pop-up will walk you through step by step, picking your department, selecting an assignment to map to your ABET scores. So here I'm going to use homework 2, and I'm going to be assessing CPEG 665 in the fall of 2016, and now I have a list of all of the outcomes that were assigned to that course in that semester that I can select, and then I can do my ABET mapping. So what constitutes a 1, a 2, I can choose what score constitutes a 4 above, etc., and then describe the method. Alternatively, I can just check this box to automatically submit a default outcome rubric. This would be included as a template in your department. With that done, I'll get an overview of what the scores are. So now there's only 5 students in the course, but it's automatically sorted them into CPEG and ELEG students. So no need to do that by hand anymore if your department has multiple programs that it tracks. And now with this assessment in mind, I can summarize the results for the two student groups, talk about any changes, and then submit. And that will submit in the same way as using the form, where you can view those charts later on the platform. So with that, I wish you all the best of luck in quickly and efficiently finishing your ABET requirements. And if you have any questions, feel free to look over this and the other videos and the tutorial guides and report any problems, share any feedback or ideas for future improvements at SolveABET with SolveABET@gmail.com. I hope you all have a wonderful day.